of core strength. My name is Dara. I am a physical therapist as well as a strength coach and yogi. So I'm going to give you guys some modifications for all this core work, 30 minutes advanced, but I'll show you options. Weights are optional. So if you've got them, bring them. This is a 10 pounder, 8 or 10 pounder, nothing crazy, totally optional. So this is a quick core strength workout, 30 minutes. I host a live class every week. Join me every week. Subscribe to the channel to get notifications. I'm going to go through some PT tips, so injury prevention as well, right? All levels. Some fairly advanced core moves, but let's start off in standing. So I always start off with a nice standing warm up. So let's just do a quick, nice, easy yoga warm up just to get the body moving, and then we're going to take it down onto the mat. We've got a series of 3 moves. So 30 minutes, we've got a lot to cover in a short amount of time. Get through our warm up and then core strength series, and then we're going to finish with some stretching. That's it for class. Inhale, reach to the sky. Root your feet into the ground. Crown of the head to the ceiling. Lengthen through your spine. Inhale. And then exhale, forward fold. Bring the arms all the way down. Just a nice, easy yoga warm up. We're just using this to loosen up, get ready for our core sequence. Follow along, modify as needed as always. Hang out here, knees are nice and soft. Give your back a nice little stretch. Keep the knees soft, just checking with our body through this first round. Hold it here. Take one more breath. And then on your next inhale, halfway lift, flat back, straighten out the knees, going through this nice little yoga warm-up. Stretch those hamstrings, straighten out the knees, brace with your abs. This is your hip hinge position here. Flat back, tuck the chin in, hold it for one breath. And then bring your hands down, step back into plank. Holding here nice and strong, tuck the chin in. Core strength, good for everybody, all levels, whether you're working through injuries, you're trying to get faster in your sport, or just keep your body supple and strong as you get older. Hold it here, spread your fingers wide, push away from the mat, active shoulders, one breath. Exhale, knees down, slowly lower chaturanga. Keeping it nice and easy, our first round, really easy. Uncurl the toes. Press yourself up into a little baby back bend, little gentle baby back bend, extension of the spine. Pull the shoulder blades down your back. Hold it here for one breath. Nice and easy. Exhale, back down. Uncurl your toes, push yourself back, downward facing dog. That's the whole sequence. Again, easy yoga warm up, our sun salutation A warm up. I like yoga. It's a great way to just kind of get the body moving. Get things flowing before we get into that core series. Pedal out your feet. Give your calves, your ankles a nice little stretcher. Pedal, pedal, pedal. This should feel good. Drive that hip up high to the sky. Flatten out the upper back, right? We don't want to be here. Here. Take one more breath. We're going to go through that whole sequence again. So we got 2 more rounds just like that, and then we're moving on. We got a lot to do. Walk your hands back to your feet. Let's speed it up a little bit. Rolling up slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time. Articulate through your spine. Inhale, reach to the sky, round 2. Crown of the head to the ceiling. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold, hinging forward. Soft knees, hang out here, 1 breath. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. 1 breath, abs engaged. Hands come down, plank, strong plank. We have a little bit of planks in our warm-up, not too many, so let's use these to get a little bit of shoulder strength, right? Upper body is part of your core as well. Hold it here, tuck the chin in, abs engaged. Exhale, lower either knees down or all the way down. Work that plank and down. Uncurl your toes. Push yourself up into back bend. If you want to come all the way up to upward dog, if that feels nice on the spine. Again, think about keeping those shoulder blades down your back. I always remind people, engage your lats. Those are those big wing muscles on the back. It's going to help to stabilize that lower back. So pull them down. Shoulders out of your ears. Open up the chest. Proud chest. Pinch those shoulder blades back. Open up the chest. 1 breath here. Enjoy this extension. We spend so much of our lives hunched over things. Let's extend the spine. Exhale back down. Push yourself back, downward facing dog. Round 2 is done. We've got 1 more round just like this, then we're moving on. I want to do a little bit of chair pose today. Why? Because it's a nice squat pattern. Gets our hips, glutes active. Last round here, walk your hands back to your feet. Rolling up slowly. I will walk us through that core series next after our warm-up. We've just got one more thing in our warm-up, so stay with me here. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Again, you don't need to be super flexible to do yoga or to get something out of yoga, right? Yoga's for everybody. All right, bring your hands down. Plank. Nice shoulders, strong shoulders, pushing away from the mat. Solid plank here. Don't collapse. Exhale, lower, either knees down or all the way down. Test your shoulder strength. Uncurl your toes. Push yourself up into cobra or up dog. Again, retract the shoulder blades down your back, engage. Stabilize that lower back. That's gonna help to protect that lower back. Exhale back down. So if you've got weights and you wanna add them, I'm gonna show some moves today, totally optional. I always suggest adding in some weights to your core work. Why? Because it's gonna give you more upper body strength, more strength, get the biggest bang for your buck, add some weights to your core. That's the plan. So totally optional, but if you got them, bring them. Pedal your feet out. So we're gonna do a chair pose next, which is a squat, basically. But I wanna do a little bit more upper body shoulder work, so I want you to widen your downward dog stance here. And if you need to take a break, your wrists are getting sore, whatever, please do so. This is for you, listen to your body. So I'm wider in my stance, right? Long downward dog, and then I'm gonna rock forward into plank. So I'm gonna finish here where I'm stacked. I'm not way far in front, right? I'm gonna be right here, right in the camera, shoulders right over wrists. You need to double up the mat to give your wrists more support, please do so. And then I'm gonna exhale back. So I just want you to work through this a little bit. Sometimes I'll add on to this. I'll get a little crazy, bring the legs up. If you want to do that, you can. Add a little bit more to this, make it a three-legged dog. But for today, I just want to go back and forth, really work the shoulder girdle. Strength, exhale, a little bit of abs, exhale back. A little bit of upper back mobility and just rocking back and forth. Now, if you want to add some spice and you want to bring that leg up and add a little crunch, you can. Don't worry, we've got more core work coming soon. But I just want to add a little bit more shoulder, right? Your planks, your push-ups, those are great ways to do body weight shoulder strength. So I'm always telling my clients, patients, my athletes, get some more upper body in. For a lot of you guys, especially if you're runners, bikers, etc. You gotta have that upper body strength. You need that. Keep your body strong all the way, full body health. Let's just do two more, just like this. Exhale back. Nice little stretch, nice little shoulder strength. One more time. All right, we are done with that. Let's come into standing. If you've got weights, grab them. If not, that's okay. I just have one weight. You get two dumbbells, up to you. So basically your chair pose is your squat, right? So I really like to have everybody, squat is a really functional pattern, just like your hinge, your deadlift. If you've got one weight, you can bring it to your chest. That's my goblet squat. So I'm right at my chest here, pinching my shoulder blades back, just like we talked about. And then I'm just sitting back into my chair pose, right? Now that's totally optional. So if you don't have the weights, I want you to bring your hands and just use this as more of a mobility. So give yourself a nice wide stance, at least hip width distance apart so you can get sink deep into those hips. Abs are here, chest is open, lats engaged. And then I'm just gonna tap. Now if you don't have the flexibility to come all the way down to the ground, that's great, that's totally fine, right? We're all built different. If you're doing the weights, right? I'm sitting back into my squat. This is my back squat. I'm sitting down and back. So I want you to think about no matter which version you're doing. So if you're doing your chair, we're just kind of making a little bit more of an active chair pose, right? So we're not just holding, we're kind of moving up and down with the arms. Eyes are forward, crown of the head to the ceiling. Abs are engaged, eyes looking forward or a little bit below the horizon. I want you to also think about your feet. That is your foundation. So I don't want the heels lifting. I don't want the toes lifting. I want 3 points of contact. So just like I would teach someone in strength, right? If I'm working on their squat, I need to have that foot planted. So that means big toe, pinky toe, heel, completely contact, right? Your foot width, you could have the feet wider, turned out. That's gonna depend on your mobility and your flexibility. So this is a chance to work on maybe a little bit of strength if you've got the weights. Again, we're not doing too many. This is just our warm up. So working on the strength if you've got weights, right? If you don't have weights, work on your depth. Work on your mobility, hips, ankles, knees, core, right? So you gotta work with what you got and then just have an intention when you're going into that class. So proud chest, engaged here. If you've got the weights, we're gonna add them in optional to our core series today. Let's finish with 4 more, just like this. Get deep, sink into those deep, warm those hips up, engage those glutes. Bracing here, neutral spine. Adding a little bit of movement here, right? One more time. That's it, that's done with our warm up. Bring the weights to the side. I wanna set us up. Let's just finish with a little bit of cat-cow. Round out our warm up just to get that spine, nice little bit of mobility. Why? Because Kind of a nice easy move that almost everybody likes. Nice little spine. Just kind of checking in if you've got any tight, stiff spots. Gentle. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale up into cat. Inhale down. Cow. Let's just do a few more here. So we've got a core series of 3 moves today. So 30 minutes. We got to just jam through this core work. You do not need a lot of core strength to get gains, to get stronger, to get more ab definition, etc. So if you've got your weights, grab them. We're going to start with a little bit of oblique work. We're going to do some deep lower abdominal work. And then we are going to do one of my favorites, which I did last week, is a hold, a hollow body hold. Got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So you want to have some diversity. This is advanced, but I will show options. So 3 moves, 3 rounds, obliques, deep core, lower abdominals, and then a hold. And then we stretch, we're done. All right, so come onto your back. First move, you got 2 options. So if this doesn't feel great on your neck, I'm going to show you an easier option. So you can do bicycle crunches. One of my go-tos, why? Because it works. Obliques, or you can do ankle grabs. So you're going to be laying down, chin is tucked in. This is a long set. Exhale, rib cage connects here, and then I'm reaching. So this is my ankle grab. This is our first move. 3 rounds. All my classes, we got 3 rounds. We get some nice endurance in. We add some weights in if you want. To our next move. Really focusing on hitting all facets of your core. That's not just your abs in the front. That could be your glutes, could be your diaphragm, pelvic floor, even upper body, right? And then again, we want some holds. This move, dynamic, we're moving, active obliques to generate power, control, support. Our next move, lower abdominals, deep lower pelvic floor as well. Our last move is just a full body hold, getting everything locked into place. So just looking, you can look through some of my other workouts as well, if you need ideas, right? But just keeping with some type of a simple program. I do this class every week. Join me. Look at some of the replays. Check out some of my core workouts in my other core work playlist. Just quick little workouts to get ideas. Something like this a couple times a week. Great if you're an athlete, great if you're in the middle of a season, great if you're coming back from an injury, great if you just want to stay healthy, keep your body strong, support your spine as you're getting older, etc., etc. So for almost everybody. And if you're not doing this, you could do these, right? Bicycles, just to give your neck a little bit more support. Same thing, we're working obliques, right? I like these. You got to keep that chin tucked in. So if your neck's getting tired, you can also have the hands here, or you can go to the bicycle crunches. We have a long set. Let's finish out. Then we've got that reverse crunch coming up next. If you want to add the weights, I will show you. Totally optional. Last few here. In 4, in 3, in 2, in 1, relax. Now weights are optional for these next 2. If you just have the weights, you want to hold them overhead, you can do so. That's just going to give you a little bit more extra arm control or arm work. Or if you want to hold them further behind you is going to be harder. Now my legs are going to come up and they're going to scoop down. So reverse crunch, lower. This is challenging. And I want you to think about, even if you don't have weights, guess what? This is really hard. Exhale as you lift your butt. And then as you lower, your lower back needs to stay glued to the floor. So if you're kind of losing it by the end, I suggest you can modify here. So you just tap instead, reverse crunch, tap. The lower back really needs to stay pressed down. So that means that if the weights are kind of just too much, you're like, whoa, this is a little crazy. Lift your head up. That will also help, right? Use your breath. Your breath is a part of that core control. So I'm going to exhale as I lift and then lower. This is advanced. This is not an easy move, right? So for my beginners, I might just have them do this. Exhale, squeeze. They're not really bringing the whole leg. As you bring that whole entire leg, especially if you have a big leg, that's a heavy leg to control, right? It requires a lot of control here. So if your lower back is lifting, especially if you're a big, strong person, that's a lot harder to control it here in your core. So please modify the move because that's just going to strain your back and it's not correct. You see people and their back is, there's space here. That ain't it. That's wrong, right? So I'm here to tell you as a strength coach and a PT, and whatever, yoga, blah, 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 do it right, right? I don't want you to be seeing me for physical therapy because you just strained your lower back. So again, these are challenging. Exhale, use the breath. Use that squeeze, that's your pelvic floor, deep abdominals, lower abdominals as you lower. Let's do 4. 3, this is a challenging series. 2, we've got a hollow body hold next. 1, ooh, give those abs a little bit. Your abs are gonna be sore after today. You do not need a lot to get results. We're trying to get the most results with the least amount of work. That's how harder, smarter, not harder, right? So we've got a 30-second hollow body hold. I'm gonna show you options. Level 1, right here. Rib cage is pressed down. Level 2 is here. Level 3, extended hollow body hold. Again, same thing. Lower back glued to the floor. Literally, I should not be able to get my fingers. So you need to press that tailbone down. Exhale, keep the rib cage down. Hold it here. This needs to stay connected, right? So let's start that off in 3, in 2, whichever version you're picking, and 1. Lift and hold, tuck the chin and hold it here. This is challenging. We've got 3 rounds of a 30-second hold. This one should burn. If you're finding this easy, great. You're awesome, or you're not doing it right. I don't know. Keep that lower back pressed down. Keep going, keep going, keep going. We're almost done. 30 seconds. Modify as needed if you're pooping out and you're losing it, whatever. Bring the legs higher, take a break, whatever, right? Form always matters first. In 3, in 2, relax. Whew. Back at it. Back to that first move again. Tuck the chin in. Connect here, obliques. This is a targeted oblique exercise, a cross reach. We're not taking a lot of breaks. We got a lot to do in under 30 minutes. Let's go. Again, be really efficient with your work. That's what I would tell any of my clients for weightlifting, strength training, cycling training, interval work, anything like that. You really want to get the maximal amount of results from the least amount of work, right? So we don't need to be doing 10 minutes of planks and all this other foofy-foof stuff that's really not getting our results. So if your results are a lot more defined abs, I want a stronger core, I want to support my spine, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Be really focused and pay attention to your form. Here, this 10 minutes of little ab stuff, this is gonna get your brain organized around the pattern, the alignment. How do I get that deep connection happening, right? To kick in for when you're doing other things like lifting, picking up things, running, biking, etc. All right, back to our ankle grabs. Here, you can also do your obliques, bicycles, anything else. If you've got some other idea of oblique, go for it, right? I'm just giving you options. I'm just giving you the guide, the framework, modify as needed. Burn it out. These should burn. I like these ones because they hurt, right? So sometimes you just find an exercise that just works for you. It doesn't mean you do that every day for the rest of your life. But if you know that you're really feeling where you're supposed to be feeling, that's why I like this one. It's kind of hard to mess it up. 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Give your neck a little break. Again, if you want to have the weights, and I should mention, for your hollow hold, you can also hold the weights here if you really want to torture yourself, right? So I don't really want to use the weights for these. Sometimes I do, but again, I'm thinking about squeeze, reverse crunch, and lower. I can also have my hands here at my sides to help me kind of like lock in here, right? So my arms close to my sides. Again, the key part of this is the breath. Squeeze to lift that butt up. And again, you can just do here. Really, that's that first initiation, that squeeze and lift. That's the key part. And then the hard part is the lowering, because your abs are getting that stretch. You have to maintain that connection. If your rib cage is like here and you're arching your back, that is 100% wrong. 100% wrong. Why? Because it's going to strain your lower back, and I do not want that. That's not my job as a PT, right? I don't want you finishing class with your back hurting. This should be abs burning, hip flexors, abs here, locked in. You can hold the weights, scooping down. These should hurt. These you might feel tomorrow. Why? Because you're putting length on those abs. You're making them work. Your hip flexors are working. Deep core is working. Squeeze, pull up. That's your pelvic floor. Pull up, guys and girls as well. 4 more here. 3 more, 2 more, 1 more, relax. Hollow body hold 30 seconds. Again, I didn't mention that, but you can hold the weights, right, as well. Start that up in 3, in 2, press the lower back down, lock it in, and hold. So again, the lower that I go with my arms and my legs, the harder it's gonna be, right, the more strain. You can hold the weights here, you can do anything else with your arms, you could be like this. This is gonna help keep that lower back down. This is harder, lower is harder. Finishing up in 10. Ooh, I'm gonna feel this one. In 5, 4, 3, 2, relax. Last round, guys. Last round, let's finish up strong, solid, pressing that lower back down. That is the theme of the day. If you look through all of my core exercises, kettlebell decided to fly away. It's really keeping that lower back pressed down, right? This is a great way to work on your core, some of these exercises, because you have that floor to give you feedback. So if you're not touching that floor for all of these moves with your lower back, there's a big, big, big arch here. You need work. You need to work on that. And that's going to mean lifting the head up will help you. Shortening the move will help you. Pressing down your rib cage more, tightening your abs more, or just simplifying the moves, right? I would much rather you perform these. Maybe you do less. Maybe you do the shortened move. Do them correctly, right? That matters so much more than doing a million, right, with poor form. So let's finish up. We're almost done with our core series. I know I'm going to feel this tomorrow, right? So not about doing more. It's about being effective, efficient with what you're doing. In 3, in 2, and 1, relax. Join me this week. I'm going to have class Monday, Wednesday, Friday, live class. If you want more of this, if your abs aren't sore, they will be by Friday. I promise. We're probably going to focus a little bit more on glutes and a little bit more lower back this week. So again, all of that is part of your core. Again, we're going for strength, some PT tips, resilience, full body health, injury prevention, maybe definition in your abs, right? All these things, you got to just figure out what is your goal, right? For all of them, we want to have a little bit of like a well-rounded routine, right? Nothing crazy, just adding a little bit of that movement, targeting different parts of your abs, especially if you want more of that definition. Right here, we've got that lower abdominal work. We'll target some other things this week. Subscribe to the channel and you'll get notifications of live class. So let's finish up, stay focused. Lifting the head up will always help you lock it in. 4 more here. 3, 2, keep that lower back pressed down. 1 more. Relax. Last hollow body hold. Make this your best. Keep it as focused as your first one. 3rd one. Let's go. Lock it in. Press the lower back down on a nice, strong exhale. Come lift and hold it. Last one. Whichever version you're doing, keep that lower back. I want to get in your head so you're always thinking about that cue because it is so important keeping your lower back safe. Press the lower back down. Keep it connected. Deep abdominals. Deep, 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 deep. Breathing, not holding our breath. 30 seconds. You can take a break whenever you need to. That is up to you. We're almost done, you guys. Almost done. We're going to stretch, and then that's going to be it for class. In 3, in 2, and 1. Relax. Shake the legs out. Shake the arms out. Reach to opposite ends of the room. Give your abs a little stretch here. Just reach. Get some length. Any stretches that feel good, now is your chance, right? I'm just guiding you. I always tell my clients, I'm just your guide. You're going to need to modify as needed. Every body is different. Hug your knees into your chest. Give your lower back a nice little squeeze, a little stretch. Rock the knees side to side. This should feel like a nice little massage on the lower back. Again, if you've got any other moves that feel good, please add them in, right? Or foam rolling or whatever. This is just a chance to stretch out everything that we just kind of like we're working really hard on. Give the lower back a little bit of love here. Relax our nervous system, release tension, just like we started off with. The work is done. Let that left leg extend long. Hug that right knee into your chest. Roll your ankles and the toes around, getting some mobility, right? We want our joints to be supple, flexible, mobile. We need the strength. We need both, right? We want the mobility as well as that strength. So don't neglect some of this mobility work. Toes, feet, hips, ankles. neck, shoulders. Roll that hip around, nice and gentle. This should all feel good, right? Anything's not feeling right, it's feeling pinchy, whatever, please modify based on what's going on with your body. And then when you're ready, just kind of getting that hip joint loosened up. Bring that right knee across your body, grabbing with that left hand. Find that position on you that feels like a good stretch. So you're bringing that knee across your body, getting a nice little glute stretch here, maybe lower back, right? So everyone's going to look different with this one. Right, so if you want to be more rotated, I'm going to open up this right arm here, getting a nice stretch through chest, rib cage, right side. Head goes wherever it feels comfortable. Just shake it out. Release tension. My cool downs are pretty similar. I just try to tick most of the boxes: upper body, mid back, lower back, neck, hips, shoulders, feet. And just breathe through this whole right side, releasing tension. Inhale through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. And then when you're ready, just come back to center, figure four stretch. Any other stretch, you can do pigeon pose or child's pose, whatever, right? You can keep it here. You can reach through, thread the needle, release tension in the shoulders. Release tension in the neck, just shake it out. Releasing tension, opening up that right hip. Slowing down the breath, exhale out. Finish up with our left side. And we are done for today. When you're ready, release that right leg, shake it out. Hug that left knee in. Give it a good squeeze, stretching out that glute, lower back a little bit. Roll the ankles and the toes. Keep those feet healthy, happy, moving. Move them around. Move that left hip joint around. Again, always taking note, how do I feel left side versus right side? We all have these asymmetries. So just taking note of what you're feeling. Is one side tighter? Am I feeling some soreness on one side, etc.? This is your chance to kind of just check in, right? Head to toe. And just slow down the breath. Bring that knee across your body. Again, finding that position. I want you to find that position for you, so knee could be higher or lower, where you're getting a nice stretch in the back, right? Glutes, lower back, not just like pinching in the front. So play around with that knee angle and then opening that left arm out. Head goes wherever it feels comfortable. Focus on the breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out. Slow down the breath. We are almost done with class. Finishing out the nice little stretch. We really just got like 2 more moves after this, and then we are done. Figure four, or thread the needle, or child's pose, whatever feels good to you. Let's finish up. Releasing tension, roll the shoulders out, release, let it go. Inhale through the nose. As you exhale, pull the shoulders down out of your ears. Let's do 2 more just like that. One more time, inhale. And then exhale it out. When you're ready, unwrap that left leg. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. Roll yourself onto your side. Let's finish in seated with our last stretch. You can sit however you want. You don't need to sit cross-legged. Whatever feels good for you. I just want you to focus on that nice, tall posture alignment that we started class with. So crown of the head to the ceiling. I want you to take this with you through the rest of your day. Here, ears over shoulders, crown of the head to the ceiling. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale it out. One more time, and that is it for today. Thank you guys for coming. Inhale, reach to the sky, crown of the head to the ceiling, ears over shoulders, tall spine, elongate. Exhale it out. That is it. Thank you guys so much. I will see you next time. Subscribe to the channel. Join me this week. I will be teaching classes live a ton. See you guys later. Take care of yourselves. Adios.